Okay, I've got some issues I just want to put out there. Two are totally Australian related, and the other one is probably just a general thing everywhere really in the world. The first one, like I said, I got three things. Let me think of them. The first one is, I'll do the general one first. I think it's probably the same everywhere. Of course, I've got an issue with my license at the moment, but the way I see it, it should only be related to one thing and one type of thing, one class of thing. My issue is my driver's license. Now, the way I see it, it should only affect my car license or my four-wheeler license, but of course they're all joined as one, whether it be bike, car, truck. Of course, boats aren't included or planes aren't included, but here in Australia the boating authority and the car authority, the motoring authority is all one now. It's all joined together. But of course those licenses don't they don't cross merge, or you don't have a boat license on your car license and vice versa. But your different classes of motor or your different classes of road going licenses are combined. One affects the other, and I think in that way the governments really should look at it, maybe in a new light, in a different light, in some sort of light. If I was to have a ticket, earth moving ticket, or some sort of other equipment ticket, it would be specific for that machine. It wouldn't be a general ticket for all types of, say, earth moving equipment or construction equipment. Each ticket would be classified individually, and you would pay for them individually. They would be licensed individually. So if this could be a money-making venture for the governments, I think, what government doesn't want more money, right? Revenue from the public. Hey, I'm sure that, I don't know, someone must have had this idea before, but anyway, I need to vent it, and so now I've vented it. That's my idea, and that would be my policy for road licensing, that each different class would be not necessarily on a separate card or a separate license, but the demerit point system would be separate for each individual class. One would not affect the other. So if I had accumulation of demerit points on my car license, I could still drive a truck. If I had accumulation of demerit points on a motorbike, I could still drive a truck. If I had accumulation of demerit points on a truck, well, for me, I couldn't work, but I could still probably get around in my car or a motorbike, scooter, for examples. So that's my number one peeve at the moment. Number two peeve, these other two issues I have, and they're government related things, and the last one is a bit of a company related thing, or I'll do the company / government related thing second. It is, now for drivers in America, most of them don't have this problem. Most big companies in America adopt this technology because it's good for them. they like it. It's easier for them to stay compliant, and a lot of drivers like it, I'm sure, because it's driver friendly. But it's e-logs. We don't have them in Australia. Most people haven't heard of them here. They don't know what they are. I don't know if companies know what they are or care what they are. The governments sure don't. Okay? The governments sure don't. I don't know about this over in the States whether the government requires companies over a certain fleet size to use them or what. If there is any rules for e-logs overseas, but here they're not even really known of that, as far as I know. So that's my second issue that I need to vent today is e-logs and not so much. Well, I do have a bit of an issue with paper logs. I mean, they're good sometimes, and other times they're not. Majority of the times for me, they're not good. I would much rather be on a more of a controlled system where the people telling me what to do knew where I was at with my day or my hours. It would be fairer on me, fairer on quite possibly the general public, and I mean, see, I get back to base quite often, so it's not a compliant thing for my company really. They get my paper logs quite readily. Okay, but if the government wanted to step it up, I'd be more than happy for that. That is my issue number 2 I want to get off my chest today. So that's primarily an Australian related thing, because I know in the States the e-logs are more prevalent than the paper logs, but here the e-logs are just non-existent. And issue number 3 is also with just solely the Australian side of things, and that is this. I'll show this product here. I'm sure I'm allowed to. It's my third issue is with a product of this nature. It is prohibited in Australia. It is not sold over the counter in Australia. It is looked down upon by the government or by whoever implemented the legislation at the time. It used to be sold here, and things were changed, policies were changed, legislations, whatever they were changed, and it's not available to the public as of now. So, as you can, this is quite clearly an American product. I can import this, but it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the backside. I can't just go down to the store and get it over the counter. I've got to order it, wait, pay a very hefty duty on it once it gets here. A duty that is, I'm quite sure it's 3, if not 4 times the actual value of the product is the duty. So I order the product, it comes in via the post. The post finds it every time, pretty much every time. They send details off to customs. Customs send me a letter saying I have to pay a duty on it. The duty, if I want it, I pay the duty, and then they'll forward it onto me. So I have to plan to have this in advance by about at least 4 to 6 weeks, and then I might receive it. This product here, I'm sure you can see it right there. Yeah, I mean, you know, gums, sprays, tablets, you know, prescribed or not, you know, what the pills make you feel dizzy, lightheaded. The other nicotine products, gums, patches, you know, they work for a very small period of time. And I'm sure over many, many years you might have some issues with, you know, said product. But, you know, it's got to be better than, you know, sucking up that tarry smoke. So, that is my issue number 3 for the day. I'll just reiterate, e-logs, license classes, all the classes of license, and chewing tobacco or smokeless tobacco. My 3 issues for the day: e-logs, non-existent; classes of license, driver's license, not segregated; and thirdly, the prohibition of chewing tobacco.